Okay, good morning everyone. Today I would like to discuss about data analytics. Basically the data analytics. Why we are using this data analytics means whenever we are applying the business applications in future enhancement purpose, we are creating some analysis report. The analysis report purpose we are using the basically data. The data normally we can call as a historical data, previous data or else current data. Normally we can call it that is the ETL process, extracting the data, transformation the data, loading the data. The finally whatever the data will be there, within the data we can create one analysis report. Analysis report means normally analysis report always we can represent it as a graphical representation or else visual representation. Whatever the data will be there, the data will be, we can make it as a here the x direction and y direction, whatever the values will be there, we can represent it as some graphical visualization report. Why? Because whenever we are getting the project from the client side, we are collecting the data. The data may be raw data, the data may be supervised, the data may be unsupervised data. The raw data is nothing but whatever the information, whatever the data will be there, that is the clumsy data. Means whatever the information will be there, there is no comma separated, there is no clustering. The huge amount of data combinedly, the clumsy data we are getting. The first here, today we will discuss about various sources of the data, means where we are collecting the data. Why? Because our topic, our subject, our module name is data analytics, or else normally we can call it as a business analytics. Here the clearly mentioned that the data analytics is the data. First we need to collect the data. Here the data will be there. We are collecting the different sources of the data. And normally either data warehousing, either data mining, either business analytics, big data analytics, either data analytics. Whenever we are collecting these type of data science applications, whenever we are creating future prediction value based upon the analysis value, then next one is the analytical value. First we need to collect the data from the client end. Yes, client end as a data analyst. Here the two ways we need to collect the data. First one is the primary data collection, the next one is the secondary data collection. Two ways we are collecting the data, means two categories we are collecting the data. Primary data collection, the next one is the secondary data collection. The data is nothing but based upon our requirement, based upon the project. If example my project is financial related, the financial related data I can collect, I can retrieve the data from the primary. The financial related data I can retrieve from the secondary sources of the data. Here the first one is the primary data. The primary, it clearly specifies that the name itself is clearly mentioned that either one-to-one interaction, whatever the data will be there, you can collect the data from one-to-one interactive. If example, normally I need to collect the data from your end, means I need to collect the interview method. Ante one-to-one interacting, then next whatever the discussion will be happen, that data I can store into my repository. Or else surveying method. If example group of people will be there, I have only less amount of time, I need the data, then I can give the survey forms, either normally we can call it a Google Forms, a surveyable information. The next one is the observation method. Whenever we are doing laboratory, especially this part, we are using lab test reports. Whenever you are observing, whenever you are doing the laboratory part, first initially we need to give the input, then next finally we can get the output. If example, we need to give the input, then next we need to get the output. This we can get the some value we are storing into the data. Here the data collection from the source end. Here the first one is the primary method. Three ways the clearly specify that one-to-one interaction. Either you can directly contact interview method, or else you can conduct the survey method, or else you can conduct the observation method. Laboratory results you can store. This is the one way, that is the data collection sources. The next second way is the secondary sources. Here the directly mentioned that one-to-one interaction. Here one-to-many interactions will be there. Here secondary method, first one is the internal, the next one is the external. Here whatever the data will be there, here we can collect the internal data collection. The next one is the external data collection. Here internal is nothing but If example, I need data from my client and ICICI Bank data, or else I need, we are doing some project that is a telecom related, I need data from Airtel organization. Directly I can go repository. Within the repository means I need to contact official through organization. Whatever the data is required, based upon my project, I can retrieve the data. That is the data collection organization level. If there is no possibility organization level, then I can go with external. External, directly I can contact with, if any third party agents will be there, I can contact with third party agencies, I can collect the information. If example, real time scenario, whenever we are applying, if example, we were planning to start one engineering college, I need student information. Directly, here two methods will be there. Directly, I can go and contact with the organization JNTUH. If example, directly I can contact with the JNTUH. Whatever the data will be there. If example, students attended the MSET examination, directly I can collect the data. Or else, there is no possibility from this end. Then I can collect, directly I can contact with the third party agencies. Then I can collect the data. Means here, there is no one-to-one interaction. Here the direct interaction will be there. If example, I need your particular information, your particular detail, directly I can contact with you either through telephonic, either through mail, either surveyor or else interview method. I can collect your data. I can retrieve the data from your end. This is the primary data collection. The next one is the secondary data collection, secondary data retrieval. That is the internal way. The next one is the external way. Internal way means organization directly. If I need some data from the particular organization, I can through proper channel. If example through mail, okay, through mail I can give the some request mail to the organization. If they agree, directly I can retrieve the data. Whatever the data required my project, based upon that data only I can retrieve. If there is no possibility, then I can enter into the external source. Either organization level I can retrieve the data, or else third party agencies I can retrieve the data. If example, I am planning to invest some amount in the stock market. I need last 1 year, last 1 month, last day transaction report I need. Definitely, directly I can go, some stock exchange information will be there. I can retrieve the data, or else normally third party application will be there. Whenever the third party application will be there, once I can register the third party application, whatever the data will be there, I can retrieve the data. This whole part that clearly explain about that. Here the different data collection methods means here the various sources of the data is nothing but you are collecting the data from different ways, different method. The first one is the primary method, the next one is the secondary method. Finally, you can collect the data. The next, after collecting the data, you can start your pre-processing methodology. Pre-processing means based upon your requirement, you can clean the data. Normally, we can call as that you can, if noise data removal, duplication removal, that process will be happen. After pre-processing happen, finally we can do the processing will be happen. If the processing will be happen, based upon our requirement, we need to create one analysis report. Finally, we can store into the data. Here, the data analytics, one of the major part is data collection. The data will be the clear whenever you are doing your some project. First initial